is why.
Shut
the
the
real
fuck up.
question, sorry,
Your girlfriend look like my
is
mom.
why did Decay want to take a
Bro.
break? Like everyone has just
Bro, his
had
girlfriend do
a
kind of
really
look like his
long
mom.
He's
break.
actually do though.
Kind
That's
of
actually,
hilarious.
that is actually kind of witty, actually.
Kind of poignant, some might say.
Yeah, quite.
Oh,
Is he online ATM?
Well, he's online now.
Bruh, no.
That's later.
A B C D E F G H I K L M N P Q R S Q R S. There you go. I found him.
He should be joining a voice chat now, theoretically.
I've given him the role
Theoretically.
to be able to join. So.
Okay.
Pog.
Yo,
So.
Pog
Oh, he's in there. I don't think he. Oh.
Yo.
The one and only.
Wait, where did I?
The
Hello.
famous.
Oh no.
No.
That gives him a section. Fuck that. Hello.
Hello.
He's better. He better?
Is he
Or
better?
is
He's
that-
definitely better.
He's definitely
100%
Okay.
better.
Hi.
better. Hello, Quingle, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great right now. I'm playing Terraria because it's not Overwatch. Fuck playing Overwatch.
Yeah, what game is that? Like, what fun?
Yeah, what the fuck is Overwatch?
Yeah. So we appear to have
Cass
Lost.
got swatted because he's a really bad student. That's
Yeah, he's a
about
bad.
it.
He's
That's
a
all we
bad
know.
man.
He's kind of dog.
Cass
His mom was like, bro, why are you getting coached in Overwatch? She was like, so shit, like there's no point.
Stamp
And as
Kan
such,
du
she's like,
logga in
alright,
på din
time
sån
to do maths
telemail
homework
för
instead.
Did his internet die, Sky?
Nah, bro, he has to do maths
no,
homework.
no, he literally
Oh,
just
then
lost his
that
PC for a while.
But because he hasn't done any maths
Men
homework.
har du... Är det inte
Vadå,
bara
tell me.
telemail?
Okay,
Babe,
so
dude,
which
Logga in, kan
VOD
inte lösa några.
viewing are you expecting
Yes.
anybody else?
No, not anymore, unfortunately.
Which sucks.
Sorry.
Neither of the tank players are here, which sucks.
Witch King's setting up the a recording now, I believe. Sorry, Beer King's setting up a recording now, which we're obviously, if you could make any comments on the tank play and stuff like that. I mean, that would be
nej,
fantastic because
det behövs
we'll
inte.
record it and we'll send it to
hade
them
varit
and stuff
bra,
like that, and
riktigt.
you know that's like indirect coaching, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Which VOD do you want to go through?
Well, we've got a scrim from the other day, haven't we? What do you want to start on, boys? Do you want to start on Dorado or Beer King?
Yeah?
Should we wait for Beer King to get
No,
back
yeah,
first?
I'm here, just, you can like... Wait, just give me like 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. We'll wait for
Give
Beer
Viking
King.
a couple of minutes.
Yeah, a fat minute.
Also, how are we gonna like watch it?
I'm going to
Quingle-
stream it to
oh,
you.
He's
you're
gonna stream it.
Yeah. Very nice. Quingle, what's your
Bruh.
favorite snack?
What's my
Let's say-
favorite snack? Probably Pop Tarts, to be honest.
Oh, I love a
That's-
fucking
that's
Pop
the
Tart. To
hot
be
take.
fair,
That's
I
the
like
hot-
Pop
I've never had
Tart.
a Pop Tart before.
You've
so
never
I-
had a Pop Tart? What the hell?
Never had a Pop Tart before.
They're so good, man.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
watched
would recommend them.
Sky and Cass showed me the video of your old team, Kringle.
Oh yeah, the
Um,
blackout comes.
bro,
That was so funny.
That was so fucking funny.
Blackout comes is fucking hilarious. I love it.
I miss that team. That was so good. It's probably the most fun I've ever had on a team.
Honestly, really fucking creased me out, man.
It's what happens when you get 6 English people on a single team. It's just,
I know. We just got Beer.
Come on now.
Come on, Beer King. No, but to be fair, we've had some amazing stuff with
We've
Beer
had the
King.
fucking bro. We've had the fucking bro. The worst part about these VODs is that you can't hear our comms in it. If you can hear our comms in these fights, like oh my god, Jesus Christ, like we are fucking awful.
Like the fucking corn on the knob shit, I could never fucking forget.
No, that's not cool. I'm talking about like a Ryan in my.
No,
movie.
yeah, right in my movie was a good one, yeah.
But like, bro, come on now. It's funny.
Alright.
But no, thank you so much for coming and doing this for us, mate. We've been looking for something like this for quite a fat while.
That's
Okay.
okay.
We can go. And
We
by the way,
go,
I
yeah.
never said corn on the knob, dude.
No, you did say corn on the knob.
Wait,
No,
wait.
you said it. I
No.
said, no, I said, nah, Beer King, it's corn on the knob. And you said, corn on the knob. Like,
What map are we going through then?
Dorado first, I think, aren't we?
Okay.
Is that what you want to do? I mean,
It's completely up to you guys. I don't know what.
I'm asking the
Okay,
collective.
Mama,
What's the
I'm
way?
a support player, so my opinion doesn't count. So like, I don't care.
Yeah, let's do Dorado. Fuck it, we'll do Dorado because Sky is being a mute again.
I have no
Yeah,
recollection of the
it's
Dorado map,
so
honestly.
Nor do I actually, but I remember
Someone go
people
bring
saying
that
we
or
didn't do
just
too
skip
well on
T,
it.
that's
So
fine.
I think we got fucked on Streets phase for a bit.
As you do.
Dorado's an interesting one as well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a funky one. We always tend to struggle on Streets phase. Actually, a lot of Streets phase we tend to struggle on, don't we, guys? On
Yeah, because we
Blizzard.
just don't care about high ground, do we?
Blizz. I mean, like we just don't attack. We don't approach it properly. So probably we should look at doing that kind of shit a bit better, you know?
Fire Mercy Sombra. Alright.
Wait, bro, I'm not playing in this one.
Oh no, you're not, are you? No.
Oh, okay. So who cares then?
Wait. I thought we were supposed to be looking at Friday Scrim. Or
This is
Friday-
Friday
wait,
stream.
Sorry, no.
I only got this from the VODs.
Yeah.
It's
Channel.
just, but like,
Okay,
no, we're not
no,
doing
it's
yesterday's
fine.
because yesterday's was dumb.
No, not that one. Yeah, no, that was dumb.
Yeah. We probably don't want to do this one because that means half the people you're coaching aren't.
It's
actually
fine.
involved
I
in the
mean,
game.
yeah, fuck. I mean,
So like,
hang
nah.
on. Wait. Before, wait. Oh my god, no. This is Dorado from ages ago. Now that I think about it, we should probably.
Says 19th of June.
19th of June was like 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's Friday.
Oh, so it's not. That is okay. Oh, fuck.
But I couldn't be here Friday because I had a Swedish holiday.
Midsummer.
Yes, you
yeah.
did. Okay,
Midsummer.
fine. We'll just go with this. Fuck it. We'll go with this.
I mean, I'm not gonna go through individual mistakes. I'm gonna go through general theory.
Yeah.
Not really, just individual plays.
Too many individual mistakes for you to go through, bro. You don't have all day.
Take about half an hour. Alright, so we're playing Fire Mercy, Anna. What the fuck? Fire Mercy, Anna, Monkey, Diva with a Tracer. Okay, this is interesting. So you're committing to a pocket and hoping that the Fire gets value and the Tracer will flank and you're looking for dives on low targets, is what I'm assuming with this team comp.
Yep.
So that's the general theory behind this team comp. That's fine. I'll be very interested to see where you actually stage from then in the beginning.
Nej, det gjorde jag inte.
Can you turn this
Jag
up?
visste, jag har inte varit inne på den här.
You can, yeah.
Staging top right, Anna goes on point. What is that? I didn't know you were a flex support, Sky.
You switch it around a lot.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Ja, jag har bara
Yeah,
sökt
this
upp
is
den.
true, yeah.
They vibe around a lot, yeah.
Echo in the back, hard diving top, no commit.
Du kanske är inne på fel. Du kanske brukar vara inne på edge.
Okay, the positioning
brukar
here is
vinna där.
nice.
Det kanske är det som är grejen.
Now, how do you break the choke? You don't. The Pharaoh gets fucked. This is the
Yeah.
problem with Pharaoh Mercy in general, especially when playing against
Why,
this team.
we didn't even know we had, like, I don't think I even realized they had Ash because they backed off so quickly I couldn't even see her, and so I think I didn't respect the sightline and got fucked for it.
Okay, that's a fundamental issue because if you press
Yeah.
tab at this point, you should be able to see
Should have
exactly what they
figured it
come
out,
back. Like
yeah.
as individual players, you should get into the routine of like as soon as it hits 15 seconds after the game starts, just press tab, look at what they have, think of what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
That should be an instant thought as any player, like on any team. But the big thing is that we should be looking to actually switch the Pharaoh here because these two have such massive pressure with the Zen Discord on the Pharaoh Mercy, as well as the fact that we don't really have anything on our team to enable our Tracer. Like, Tracer is the key fundamental in this team comp. Because we don't have anything to enable our Tracer, Mimo won't be able to take really aggressive angles and won't be able to take doors against, for example, the Sigma.
Right.
Or anything like that. Because the reason why, like, for example, Brig Tracer is so good is because it gives Tracer that extra sustainability and that extra bulk to take 1v1s and use her 1v1 potential to basically pick people off or force positions where your team can then follow up on those positions. So she kind of has the same value as Pharah, just in a different way. And when you're playing with a Tracer instead of a Pharah, Tracer just needs to pack and you leave her completely by herself. Pharah, you need to have that hard pocket because she can get poked out really, really, really quickly. Whereas Tracer has the innate survivability. So in my opinion, Pharah Mercy comps in general are kind of shit. Like, they're not very good at all. Especially when Ash and Echo are both very prominent in a spam meta.
That's probably not very good for us, because I'm pretty sure we play like pharmacy start like the entirety of this attack phase.
Yeah.
The Pharah does it does get value. It does get value though. It's just I don't think
maybe it's not optimal, you know.
No, it probably wasn't. No.
Yeah, the reason why Echo Tracer is so good is because Echo actually, with a Zen Orb, can 1v2 a Pharah Mercy at the moment.
Oh no, yeah. If you watch
Genuinely,
Ilios, you'll watch me just kill the Pharah Mercy even without Discord or fucking Harmony Orb. Echo's amazing at killing them.
Exactly. So, I can imagine this choke's going to be quite hard to break. Mimo doesn't have an aggressive off angle. We're still contesting top left. The Sigma's super out of position. Okay, in general, you guys, if you played the Zen break version of this team comp, you would struggle massively on this point. And I can see that quite clearly because of the way our tanks are playing. And the way that our DPS is playing. So, the big problem that we have at the moment is, where the fuck is our Tracer?
Where is Mimo?
Wait, where is Mimo? Wait, he's right side, I think. Right side.
Is he right? He's right side inside the yeah.
Okay, that's fine then. But the big thing we're doing with our tanks right now is we're just sitting on point and just dancing about, not really achieving anything. The thing about dive with spam, right, is that you're looking to take angles or soft dive to force them to split apart and make mistakes. The big key part is the soft dive. You can't win a spam ball. You can't. You basically have to try and force them out of a position and then follow up on that mistake that the enemy team makes.
I think we need to work on our ability to soft dive, and how to execute that properly. I think is something that we really is something that we should work on and look into doing that, because I think a lot of our dives, as you'll probably see, tend to be hard dives, which isn't favourable. So like a lot of the time. I mean, obviously, if there's the opportunity to, then we go for it. But unless there's like any kind of if there's during the hard dive, even though it might fuck up, someone might pop off, and and then it works out. But not necessarily the hard dive was the correct call, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But looking at this situation as well, there is a very clear opportunity to dive on the enemy team, and I want you to identify it for me.
Teacher, pick me.
Okay, go Jasper.
This is kind of unorthodox, but if we clock that the Sigma's on back high ground, we dive the Echo, force her back into her team, and then just switch around, and then we all dive on the Sigma.
Yes, that's one way to do it. There's another way as well.
Is it just going back and diving him from, like, the low ground?
Not necessarily.
Is it just running past the Orisa, going onto high ground and blocking him off and blocking off Orisa's damage using the Winston bubble, and then collapsing onto the Sigma like that?
So the Sigma is a very big potential dive target. Like a really big potential dive target. But another thing you can actually do, because you have a Pharah Mercy, is you can send your Winston to this area with your Tracer. You're looking to bubble them and force them to go this way.
And then that gives Pharah sidelines. Yeah.
That basically makes them, that makes the Ash look back at the Winston. And it gives your Pharah Mercy
free movement, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to get there. Is because you can send the Winston to soft dive. Cass can play kind of midfield, if that makes sense. Tracer comes in with the Winston, they try and kill the Zen, they force out the backfield, but at the same time, while they're doing that, the Ashe needs to focus on that. The only outlying problem I have is the Ana. The Ana's going to have to move up into a position that's kind of dangerous, and probably move to this area.
So as the Pharah, basically, my job there is to be patient and wait for the soft dive, and then use that opportunity to put in some damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can Pharah Mercy here could actually potentially collapse on this Orisa, or you collapse on this Ashe when she moves either this way or this way, because that's probably what the Ashe will do in that situation, especially when Winston soft dives here. Or you can try and boop the Sigma off, and then the Pharah Mercy with the Ana. The Ana nades the Sigma, you burst down the Sigma as 3 people, and you're kind of splitting them apart. It's basically, in this situation, it's the Tracer and the Winston working in tandem to try and make space for this Pharah Mercy duo so they can get value. And then Cass basically peels whichever area needs the most help, if that makes sense. Like, he has to identify who's going to take the most amount of damage. Does he have to peel back and help with the Sigma? Not really, because the Pharah Mercy can probably do it with the Ana. Or can he go forwards and peel for his Winston and soak all of that damage that's going to be coming towards him through the Zen, the Baptiste, probably the Orisa as well, and the Ashe. So that's kind of he needs to identify. Echo, you can't really control at this stage anyway. You don't have anything to control the Echo. So the best thing you can do is try and either pick off their other DPS or pick off one of their tanks, and then hopefully the Echo doesn't get value in that situation. That's a big problem in this team comp against theirs at the moment, is that we don't have anything to control the Echo, like 0.
Yeah. I think I'd managed to zone her out and stop her like going on to me and Jazz, because I'd hit directs on her and she only really had like Harmony to keep her up, so she had to back off. That's why I haven't died to the Echo yet. So she kept backing off, but that's it's unreliable.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So yeah, I look to boot the Sigma, but he eats it.
We hard dive. Cass gets demec'd. We get the okay, that's fine. That's just you out pressuring them. 100%.
Yeah.
And their Sigma was super out of position. So overall, yeah, well played. Good dive, solid dive. He kind of did what I said, but kind of not at the same time. But it worked out. Now from here, where should we be looking to set up? And who should we be looking to set up where?
Ana's. We should probably just like leave Ana as Cart Monkey, Cass and Witch King, so Diva Monkey inside. I don't know the call out. Church, like top floor behind the windows.
You want to leave Ana on cart?
Hot take. I mean that's what we usually do. Ana can't really go anywhere.
Diva on cart, surely.
Yeah. So you can move this Ana to this high ground position. You never want to leave your Ana or your Zen on point.
Okay.
So off tank is probably the best one.
Yeah,
really.
Because the best way I can explain this is think about Diva's kit, right? She has boosters, so she can bounce up to the cart to the high ground at any point.
Yeah.
Like any point, and then she can drop back down and she can push the cart after relieving pressure on the team. And then she can use her next booster cooldown to then reassert the pressure. Diana, however, if you put her on cart, all she can do is run backwards. She can't help you high ground. She can't assist from here. She's very easily diveable on the cart.
Sorry to interrupt, and I assume this is the same for most streets phase, right? In particular, and trying to use your support that has a lot of healing and let them to control high ground alongside you, so you can actually have the sustain while you're up there.
100%. That's exactly what you need, especially when you're playing payload. So payload, people often misconstrue on payload that to push the cart, we have to win a team fight. And we have to hold the area where the cart is actually pushing into.
Yeah.
Right. Now, put that into perspective of if you guys were holding forward right now, this Orisa is a free kill.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because she hasn't got any supports. She's just come out, hasn't she, at the moment? You can boop her down. Oh no, the BAP's coming.
Jag går in där och skriver på favorit.
They could probably get a boop on her if she hasn't got force fire or something like that and just put
Still
pressure
a
on
free
her.
kill. Yeah, she's still a
Yeah.
free kill, even if there's people there. She's a free kill because what you're looking to do on dive is you're looking to isolate people. Orisa, you can actually isolate in this situation quite easily because, as you said, you have the Pharaoh boop. You can boop her forward to here. You have the monkey bubble to split her from the entirety of her team. And the main thing is if it doesn't work, you can also just drop down and reset resources anyway. The main thing you're looking to do is to deny space from the enemy team. So they're essentially getting this area up here and right here for free because we're not in position to pressure them off of this space. Now, if you've got your Anna on the high ground, say in this position or this position, she can even stand on that ledge, in my opinion. That's completely fine. But she basically needs there to be there to make plays with the nade and make plays with the sleep, look to assist the Winston with sustain, and look to assist Mimo with the sustain at the same time because you've got this committal of the Pharaoh Mercy. It also puts you in a position where the Anna can sustain you if you decide to hard engage on the enemy team off of this Pharaoh spam while they're trying to transition from this window into this open area.
Would you also say that we have the momentum here as well because we have like a lot more? We have more ults as well, and we could use them, especially if they're more out of position. It would be a lot easier to, for example, secure a post bomb or secure a barrage, something along those lines.
So if I said to you, point out to me the key points of point 2 of Dorado, like the key fight points.
Key fight points.
Key fight points of Dorado second.
Okay. I guess it can kind of depend what team comp. For right now, I'd say like
it is
the high ground.
It is pretty much the same for every single. Like if I take the cart position, so payload.
Yeah.
You basically hold positions and you engage fights based on cart position most of the time. Because that's the main objective. When it gets to a certain position, the enemy team either needs to leave it in that position, therefore you're wasting time, they're getting no progress, or you hold that position so that they need to fight to move that payload forward. And you use your superior positioning as a defense team. This is why defense is so much better than attack, by the way, because you dictate where the enemy team is going to fight. If you set up properly and if you recognize where the key points where you have advantages are. Right?
Yeah.
So based on payload positions, where would you, as a defending team, right, where would you be looking to hit them first?
You'd want to be on the high ground with the bushes.
Okay, but
I guess.
Where's the cart position? Like,
it's underneath the archway. Oh, okay. Oh, so you could just go straight up and by the little by the 90.
No, what I'm basically trying to explain, right? As an attacking team, you also need to take into account where defenders are looking to defend key points and play around those key points and try and prevent them from getting it. So, if for example I said the best the best position for the payload to be in when the defending team engages upon you is here. Right?
Right.
So where are the enemy team going to set up to try and hold the cart here?
Hold the cart.
Because the reason why this position is so good is because this is a this is a dip and this is a dip. So this is the lowest point on the entirety of this point, I think. As well as it's surrounded by high ground. So what positions would you need to deny from the enemy team to basically prevent them from holding the cart in that position?
Prevent
the engagement on that position.
Get the DPS off high ground. If there
You
is a
wanna get the
DPS on high
DPS.
ground.
Okay. So that's so you would be wanting to look to control this high ground. And you would be wanting to prevent this position here so that they can't hold the cart here. So to be able to do that, what I'm basically saying is you need the Anna on high ground so that you can sustain and hold this position from the enemy team.
That's a really good. That is I think that is actually the most fucking helpful piece of advice we've ever had, because I feel like that's what we've always struggled with, going up to high ground, only being able to go into a fight off basically DM and like kind of damage denial abilities, without having any kind of form of healing. So we just have to go, like, we just have to let it go basically, you know.
There's a lot of like payload control theory in Overwatch that a lot of coaches don't actually explain. So payload maps in general have set areas where you take engagements. Completely set areas where you take engagements. So say for example you can't get the engagement here and you engage early here, the next best engagement that you have is when the payload gets to here. And teams will understand this if they know how to actually play the game. As defenders, you're looking to engage when the car gets to here. Why? Because there's only one way that they can back up to. If they're pushing the car, like they can only go onto the other side of the bridge, which means that you can just control the bridge as, for example, dive, if you play defensive dive on this point, and you can soft dive either side and split them, or they have to commit to one side of the bridge. That's essentially what I'm trying to explain. But yeah, in general, on this point, if you're playing Ana, if you're playing Zen, you're looking to rotate them to the high ground. And if you're playing a Brig, you're looking to rotate the Brig with the Ana.
Right.
Or the Zen. Very, very big important point, because if they're playing, for example, Echo, your Brig needs to be close to your off support to try and sustain your Echo through that, but also keep line of sight of all your tanks. Ana and Zen tend to keep line of sight of where you're engaging anyway. So Brig just sticks next to the Zen, keeps them alive, uses whip shots for AoE sustain if we need it, and just keeps like the main healer alive. Zen and Ana are both kind of the main healer in those two comps.
Cool.
So yeah, that's the type of rotation that you're looking for.
Thank you.
That's okay.
He's very polite.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
wait.
If you just look at what's happening now, right? We're just pissing about in this area, and they're taking this area for free. So this car gets to this corner, Sky's gonna get spammed up. She has to go back. She can't heal our tanks at all if she's pushed back.
Yeah, I can't pressure high ground on my own. Just as the Power Mercy, they can still just move up on it. Kind of nice to have the tanks as a bit of a distraction there.
Yo, why are we playing Yas and Mercy and Scout and Ana?
I cannot remember.
I also cannot remember. I think it's just like one of those things.
Also, just a side note, pushing the payload more important than healing in this situation.
Okay.
Because we are playing against spam. You want to get this car out of here. You need to get this car out of this position. You have to. Because if you look at this choke, especially against spam, you're going to get fucking dunked. Like, you're going to get absolutely destroyed if you leave the car in this archway.
Right, okay.
Like that. So try and, in future, prevent that from happening. If you ever get in that situation, Sky's going back to push it. Okay, it's good we got the car out of the arch, that's the main thing.
You're sneaky.
Look at Witch King just crack.
Whoever your Winston player is not very comfortable on Winston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows this.
Yeah, he's not very comfortable on Winston.
Prefers to be on Big Man Reinhardt.
And the Battle Castle.
Yeah, if I had to give him one tip, don't panic. You have 500 HP, you're not gonna die.
He never fucking panics when he's on Reinhardt, it's a bit too much.
Jesus Christ, bro, the man needs to panic at least once in a round. Alright, okay, so these guys, the enemy team have kind of taken a bit of a fault from... Actually, have they? By not taking...
Oh, that was...
Oh!
Sorry, I just remembered that. The double direct onto the Echo.
That was a really nice shot. This position right here, the enemy team aren't holding you properly at all.
Yeah, I feel like they'd be better on the closer high ground.
Yeah. Their Ashe and their Sigma can just stand back here and control the Pharaoh Mercy completely by themselves. The Orisa can just stand here with with the
With a
bat,
bat,
and
yeah, the bat and the brain.
it's just literally just
And just
stand
fire
down
down
with
3 damage.
while the echo just sits on the side. Like that's what they should be doing, in my opinion. Either that, or they should be focusing on zerging the echo and the ash. Who the
Yeah, they give
fuck
him a lot of free
messaged
space.
me? Oh, right, oh.
Fucking hell, that was nasty.
But yeah, that double direct on the echo is good. I don't think the enemy team's playing this correctly. However, you
No.
shouldn't be getting away with this kind of space on Pharaoh Mercy.
Yeah, we pushed the cart a lot.
And they
I
just
think
haven't taken a
They,
fight.
yeah.
And we dive, they grab flag.
Please don't primal. Please don't primal. Thank you.
Why is the primal bad there? Because in my head, in my dumbass support brain, I'm
No,
like,
no, because
bro,
you
mine's low.
pop
If you-
1000
if you-
HP and you lose.
Yeah, if you
50 grand.
primal during Sigma health, you lose 500 health.
Oh yeah. Ah, very smart.
You won't. Yeah. It's, I mean,
You can
it's
tell
like,
my dumbass
ugh,
mercy main.
even though you're better at Anna.
Shut up. I love the heal bitch. I mean, they're both the heal bitch, but yeah. Yeah, so they put window in a like an absolutely Papega spot.
Yeah, all you need to do here
Every
is
hand
literally,
we want.
all we need to do here is literally just play slow and just let the cart push at this point. Well, to be honest, what you should be doing is focusing as Echo.
Oh yeah.
The reason why, and I've explained this to different teams, the reason why you focus Echo Monkey first is because Echo Monkey will probably get Primal, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Primal, even Echo Primal, counts as ult charge. So, yes,
right.
it
Okay.
counts
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
ult charge. So what you're basically looking to do is you're forcing either this Echo to waste her ultimate being Monkey, or she's going to be a new brain DPS and just Primal right at the beginning, which is 1,000 free ult charge, because most Echoes don't know how to play Winston.
Mhm.
You'll get the odd Echo that knows how to play against Winston, but you essentially get 1,500 free ult charge. Just by focusing this Echo in this situation. Which
That is a lot
is
of fucking
nuts.
ult charge.
Yeah, it's just fucking nuts. Like you could get another pulse bomb. You can get a diva bomb here. You can probably be about 80% on barrage by the end of his primal.
And also, right now, the enemy team isn't doing a lot to protect that Echo as well, or do anything to like help her. So if we just focus her, you know, we can easily eviscerate that primal, eviscerate that monkey Echo.
Yep.
The
That's
shiny.
essentially what it is. That's the reason why in this situation, and I don't know who the Echo player is on the team, but when you're playing spam, you don't dupe Monkey and do this.
Right. Okay.
Right. What you're basically looking to do on the Monkey is you are looking to come from behind, but you're not looking to drop into the middle of their team. What you should be pre-setting yourself up for as Echo is be behind the enemy team, dupe the Monkey, so you drop onto them, you force them to look at you, and you bubble, you zap a little bit, but then you jump out afterwards.
Right. Just like
And
you would
then-
usually play monkey without even
Just
thinking.
yeah, basically like that, because Primal actually gets a lot less value than using Winston's base kit. Winston Zap does more damage overall than a Primal unless you're looking to isolate a singular target, which most Echo players won't be able to do because they don't play Monkey. So big zappy zap on the enemy team and just putting more overall damage on the enemy team and pressure on the enemy team, especially when you're playing spam, is a lot better, in my opinion.
Okay. Cool.
But I think do I leave Sky to die here? That's the question.
Does Sky drop? I think Sky. I don't know.
I think because I could, if in my head, like watching this, I should be healing Sky right now. But whether or not
You
I
do
yeah,
heal Sky here.
I was gonna say, hang on a second. I thought I fed.
See, this Monkey should be getting absolutely decimated here.
I think the problem he did get killed. Yeah. Pick up the Echo. Get whipped, Nene.
Wait, we popped Primal there.
Oh.
But they popped Bob. I feel like that was kind of.
Wait, did we pop Primal? Primal.
Yeah,
No,
we popped Primal in that.
Oh yeah, I think Dev was like, oh shit, sorry, I shouldn't have primaled. Something like that. I can't remember what he said.
Okay. See, they're doing this the wrong way. Like the Sigma and the Ash should be where the Orisa and the Bap are, and then the other way around. Well done. Okay, but they're on Tracer now. They switched off them. I get.
They're actually playing this correctly.
Oh, okay.
You're basically what you're looking to do
Because
is
the cart isn't below that.
no,
bit anymore.
No, it's just in general how the comp's played. When you're playing spam against dive, you want to play together. And you're basically, when you have a tracer, you're looking for the brig to pack the tracer to enable the tracer to spam, like, dick your backline.
What are
Right.
the ways that you can enable a tracer? So it's Harmony Orb, Brig Pack.
Brig Pack's the big main one, and
Yeah.
Harmony Orb. It's basically those two things.
Okay.
That's why Brig Zen is so good in that comp, because Brig Zen enables an Echo and a Tracer, and you can switch it round. You can basically be like, okay, Tracer's going to go in and try and one-clip their Zen. Okay, Orb, Pack, Tracer does it. Right?
Yep.
And then Echo's like, oh, I've got Fly for the follow-up. So you're like, Orb, Pack. And then the Echo can be like, okay, I'm going to do my spammy spam. And then your Winston's like, okay, we've got them really low, guys, with our DPS enabling us, and just fucking jump in. Whilst your Zen is just fucking left-clicking the entire time. That's why the comp's so strong.
Sure.
Wait, so support-wise, if we were running Echo instead of Pharah, should we be running Brigzen?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, because Brigzen kind of like as like a
I don't think we've
support,
really
that
ever
kinda fucks with
played
me. No, we've never
Brigzen,
played
have we?
Brigzen. Like that kind of scares me because I'm like, bro, how do we heal the tanks? Like, I guess
Yeah,
if
Tanks
That's the
gotta play
thing.
better, innit?
Your tanks have to play really well. So your tanks have to play to abuse health packs, decisive dives, and take literally like a zero spam.
yeah, because like that kind of scares me.
That's really
Yeah.
fucking hard.
Yeah.
And you're
bro.
basically looking as a tank line. Is you're looking to pressure positions where your Zen can move forward and spam out shields or off angles or something along those lines, whilst your Brig just basically stands next to him and is like, hi dude, it's nice to meet you. And then both your supports just enable your DPS, and the tanks are just there just to control space, like 100% just to control space. You're not looking to hard dive until you have a clear hard dive. That's the big difference, because you can't play like you have an Ana, basically.
Okay.
Like it's a lot more difficult comp, but you'll find a hell of a lot more synergy when you've got it nailed down, and you'll get a fuckload more value. Like, I've taught a different team how to play it. I coach another team on the side called Holsnack.
Right.
I've been coaching them for like a year and 3 months or something. They've gone from 2.6 and now they're in expert division. And I taught them
wow.
this comp, and it took them, I think, about 3 scrims to properly get it like nailed down to where they were getting the rotations properly. They were getting the cohesion in the abilities, and where our main tank could actually control tempo based on what resources we had, and thinking about like all the cooldowns we were using.
That's fucking incredible.
Yeah. So it's just essentially learning comps. They sound difficult, but it is just literally just playing them, because you get used to them as players.
Yeah.
It's as simple as it is. I would say to your monkey player, if he's not comfortable with monkey, literally just spam monkey on an alt account.
Monkey.
And focus on surviving. That's the big key first thing you need to learn on monkey, is learn how to survive.
I think a lot of Witch King's kind of the way he plays is very good. Especially like especially at Reinhardt, he's great. But I think on Winston with Reinhardt, I think he expects a lot more resources than he can actually be given. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously the nature of how Winston moves around the map and like in theory he hasn't got as much like of a barrier as Ryan. He hasn't, that kind of jazz. And I think
That's the thing. Like, Winston's barrier isn't meant to be used to block damage.
no, it's for sight lines and stuff, isn't it? Healing,
It's
whatever.
for sight lines and for blocking abilities.
Mm.
That's the big main thing about Winston barrier that's different to Reinhardt. Reinhardt, you can use it to go from position A to position B. But with Winston, you need to think about how you're going to survive when you get in, and what abilities you need to block against the enemy team. I think Winston's a lot harder than Reinhardt, in my opinion. Reinhardt is just much more dependent on his teammates than Winston. Like, much more dependent.
I think having a more of a calm attitude is probably something.
I mean, I'm a Winston one trick. Like, I'm a main tank main, and I'm a Winston one trick. And the main thing you basically need to learn right in the beginning, as I said, is just learning to survive. I would say that to anybody. Like, DPS players, support players, tank players, the first thing you need to learn is not dying. Just don't die. And you'll find that if you learn not to die and you focus on not dying, you get a fuckload more value. Just passively. Because you don't die. So yeah. And then from that you can build playmaking and you can build certain things, but the first thing overall is just don't die.
Okay. I think this is, I'm pretty sure, this is where we start struggling, if I'm not mistaken. Like, we just lose all momentum.
Okay, I can see why. Cart's here, Tessa up here. Why are we taking the sightline against them?
Yeah, we should. Could we just be going like the right side and just like ignoring them entirely? Yeah.
I think we do that, but I think, to be honest, it's too late. I think it's the next fight, and Ash and the Sigma are controlling it. I think, or something like that. Something like that.
If the Ash and the Sigma are by themselves controlling this, by the way, just hard dive them.
It's free dive, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally
Like,
100%
who's
free
gonna
dive.
help them? The BAP can't lang that. Well, he could do, but the break can't.
So what you'd be looking to do is you should be looking to get your Ana up on this high ground, because you're going to be going into this area.
And that's
And Ana has an amazing sightline here. Like, she can move into here if she needs cover. She can peek this corner, like, depending on where you're actually playing. Like, amazing sightlines for Ana.
Cool.
The Pharaoh Mercy, again, can be abusing this from this left side while you do this right side rotation. When you actually commit to a rotation, your Winston can move into here. It's got quite a lot of cover. It does give you a diveable position without taking spam. And your Diva can probably just go straight to cart and force something from the enemy team. Like, you're looking to force the hand. A spam.
And then wait for a mistake or a target to dive or something like that.
Exactly. Like, or if you want to do some big play, like you want to do a bomb, or you want to do a barrage into the enemy team, then you play slightly differently. So your Diva wouldn't want to go to cart. Your Winston probably would want to go to cart. Your Diva wants to go with your Pharaoh so she can DM her.
Right.
So that she doesn't die, right?
Yeah.
Like as she uses thingy. But the standard is that you definitely want to have an Ana on this high ground. Like, this is the best position for Ana.
What we don't do here, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember exactly. I can't remember the exact thing that happens in this game. I think we decide, right, like, fuck it, because like we weren't actually taking high ground or anything like that, or going right side at all. I couldn't actually hold on that high ground because I was just getting spammed out and couldn't do anything. So I, as the Pharaoh, went tried to go left side. I was like, cast DM me. He didn't DM me. I nearly died. But I was going to go over the top of the building where the brig is right now, and spam down like that and try and look for boots and that kind of jazz so we can get some.
Just as a side note, is that communicated before the team fight starts or before the rotation starts?
I can't remember. It was a while ago.
Okay, because these are the type of things. So there's something I like to call. I don't know if Sky has heard me say this before. I've coached Sky in the past, but there's something really important in a team environment that everybody needs to understand, which is called the communication of intent. Right?
Communication what? Sorry.
Communication of intent.
Of intent.
So you communicate with your team what you're intending to do in the next engagement, or what you are doing that's very important in the current engagement. Right? So if you're going to, I don't know, look for an aggressive barrage on the enemy team, you can be like, I'm looking for an aggressive barrage. Cast, look to DM me this fight. There you go. Yep. He understands exactly what you want him to do and what you're going to do. Counterpoint is Cass could be like, okay, I'm going to look for a bomb. Can you guys aggressively dive to follow up on it? And you can be like, okay, but instead I can barrage first, get their shields down. You can DM me during that and then bomb afterwards when they have no shields left.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I never thought about a combo like that. That's quite interesting, yeah. Just completely burning the shields because they're going to have to do that. And then bomb is basically free, especially in something like in spam where, you can't just turn your shield. Cooldown.
But then there's an extra layer to it where you have to get Sigma eat out because Sigma can just eat the entire barrage.
Good point, yeah.
So Mimo can be like, okay, I'm going to pressure from the back and try and get Sigma eat out. by spamming their Sigma.
Hmm.
There's multiple layers to how you can basically build a plan off of that, and certain things that you can do with each other to try and make those plans work. But the first step is communicating as individuals what you want to do with your abilities in that team fight. It's really, really important, especially when you're coming together as a team, because then everybody understands exactly what you're looking for in this team fight. And again, individually as a player, you should be thinking between team fights. When you're dead, your brain shouldn't stop. You should be thinking, okay, I'm gonna try and do this team fight and see if it actually works, because I'm gonna force this out. And that's how you develop like instincts and routines, and you don't even have to think about them in the future. But I just want to go over quickly how we actually move as a team and how we set up on this next engagement. So Cass goes onto the high ground into spam, by the way. You can tell him from me, this is a big no-no.
We're recording right now, so Cass, stop feeding.
Cass, you're an arty. Cass, stop feeding.
He's literally feeding ult charge. Unless there was a call to farm nano, which I really doubt there was.
No, there wasn't.
Then this right here is feeding. Like, this is a bad position for Cass.
Bro, if you look up in the night chat, you can see his award for the best feeder.
Now we know that they have a tracer as well, and there is pretty much no protection for Skye on the Ana. You should either be looking for the tracer to duel the tracer, which is kind of subpar, or you're looking for the D.Va to basically protect the Ana, especially during rotations. And the thing you need to understand, both as an attacking team and as a defending team, teams are the most vulnerable during rotations.
Okay.
That is the time where you have the most opportunity to do what you need to do. And engagement is also counted as a rotation because they need to move from X, Y, Z, and they need to expend resources to do a rotation into you to start an engagement, right?
Yeah.
And that's why defending teams are have such an advantage. So what you're basically looking to do is you're looking to get the most value out of those rotations. If this tracer was actually decent, she would be on your Ana right now, and your Ana would be dead.
Yeah,
because
that's a pretty scary prospect.
They know that you need to like this is higher level. Like I've scrimmed a 4.4k level, and tracers do this a lot. Like they will try and come from an off angle while you're rotating, while you're trying to set up to get a pick. Why? Because it wastes 20 odd seconds, and they get value where tracer can just go in, look for that value, and then just blink out. Like she can just recall back. It's a free escape. The recall is going to be up by the next team fight. So she doesn't expend anything, but she has this high reward play that is low risk. And I can see from that, like Cass hasn't identified it, Mimo hasn't identified it, and Skye hasn't identified it. Why? Because Skye is not looking to see if there is a tracer flanking her right now. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's an extra layer to it. When you're rotating, be aware that the enemy team may try and do things, especially if they have a tracer, and you should be looking to protect the key targets that they could possibly be trying to do them to, which in this situation is the Ana, because she's the only free diveable target on your team. But as I said, their tracer is a Pepe.
Okay, so we
So-
here.
We bomb here for no reason. We don't get any value out of it. Why? Because I'm pretty sure Cass probably didn't communicate it, and knowing Cass, he was probably like, I'm bombing. And then nobody was ready for it.
I think.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm on the record right now. I'm on recording. I'm on camera, so I'm gonna not comment because Cass is currently higher than me in the hierarchy of the team. So Cass, it wasn't a mistake, but it was an alternative, creative method of playing the
It's
game.
creative on the off tank.
But yeah,
Essentially, this is a wasted D.Va bomb. You didn't plan this. This is a yeet. Don't do that. I can say that to him because I'm much higher than he is.
Wait, Cass,
I
you
think
get
we
fucking
go in a
shredded
barrage
here,
now.
bro.
I think we go in a barrage because we get out lamp.
Yeah,
And then,
we're probably gonna go in barrage, and Cass isn't ready to DM it. 2, 1, barrage now. No, okay.
No, oh, very nice. They rally. Mimo's.
They
fine.
rally, they bongo.
Yeah, the Ash is really out of position. And oh no, that's Tracer. Wait, he's diving the Tracer.
Yeah. Tracer's here. The Ash.
However,
Fine.
thankfully, I'm commanding quite a lot of attention right now, and we're getting a little bit of free cart.
This Anna's so vulnerable. Sky, how the fuck can you play like this?
I don't know.
Oh, bro, I would be screaming at my team right now.
That's because Sky doesn't scream at us. That's how we. That's why we get away with treating her so badly.
Okay, that's actually really good patience on the barrage. I played. Like
Okay.
that's genuinely really good patience on the barrage. Diving through.
Onto
Devil
the
King's
Ash.
gonna die.
It's unfortunate. I do drop the Ash, but I think the Bob and the
But like, you
rest of
see,
the damage is done.
for literally 90% of this fight, you were zoned out.
But if you were on the
I
high
don't- I
ground,
don't-
she'd be fine, wouldn't she?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys actually like watch Sky for about 90% of this fight. She's zoned out for most of it.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any protection. She's an easy target, and she's fucked, which inherently means that your tank line is going to get absolutely fucked. Like this isn't down to Sky. Well, I mean, this is kind of down to Sky. You should be playing a better position, but you should recognize as a team where that position is.
Okay. Can be worked on. Can be rectified.
Can definitely rectified. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like if we spend more of a bit more of the downtime in fights, planning out like crazy rotations, because we don't really like go on big rotations much as a team. So like we should try to do that more, and sort of think about getting in positions where each member of the team can sort of do as much as they can,
Mm.
as opposed to just going
That
in
Orisa
and
just
hoping
fed
Sky
so
finds a
much
fight
fucking
line.
ult charge, Jesus Christ.
That Orisa should have died, by the way.
Which is
Mwah.
close.
She said the thing about spam against dive is as spam, you never ever want to do this. He uses fortify
yeah.
Wait, why does he use Fortify? Wait, what?
because he's
Sleep.
Like
expecting
walking.
sleep.
The sleep.
He's expecting sleep.
Yeah.
This right here, this is
She
a
should
free
die.
Orisa.
Yeah.
That's a free kill. That's 100% a free kill.
So Mimo, I don't have a sight line, unfortunately. I'm going as far as a conk over.
No, you
coming
were
back from
focusing.
Tifa.
You were focusing on the tracer.
Tracer's big, juicy, squishy target. Love it.
Oh yeah, I was, yeah. I could not see the Orisa though, to be fair,
Sorry,
for most of that.
happens. So they're out of position at the moment. We're in a
Oh, Mimo gets
Intro.
sniped, that sucks.
interesting position. Where the fuck is Mimo? Who's there?
Hello, Mimo.
Mimo's feeding right now. And we're not in a position at all to do anything. And our Mercy is healing our Winston.
Yes, because he's moving.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, I will not. but Devil
But yeah,
screams at me. Devil screams at me. if I don't
Devil
mute him.
beats you.
Tell him to shut the fuck up. Then you have an
No,
honor.
but he's louder than me.
I don't know.
Tank. I do
Just-
as he says.
No, your main. Okay. Fuck the main tank. Right.
Oh, bro, Quingle, you are the force we need in this team.
Oh my God, the pain.
the main tank. He shouldn't be in this position in the first place, for one. Okay? And he shouldn't be taking this free damage. For two, during the time you're healing him, you're getting absolutely no value out of this Pharaoh Mercy combination. Mimo is currently out of position. If your Pharaoh Mercy was in the air, he would be attracting attention, your Pharaoh Mercy would be getting value. At the moment, you have 5 people on your team getting 0 value, and one person who is currently in a very dangerous position is going to die. So,
Right.
in this instance, fuck the main tank, get some value. That's the thing with Overwatch. You should always, always, always be looking for value out of your picks. If you do not get value out of your picks, you are playing without one person. That is why Pharaoh Mercy is detrimental to most team comps, because it requires 2 people to get value out of one person.
I see.
But at the moment, you are essentially getting no value out of 2 people because you're healing a main tank.
Okay.
Okay? That's why I'm very annoyed at this.
I see.
So if Devil screams at you, just say, Quingle. Say Devil. Quingle said, shut the fuck up. Okay.
Do I get the Witch King shut the fuck up card signed by Quinkle? That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Okay,
Honestly, like
Okay, so
that
because
is
we
not
we
your
run
job.
a lot of we run a lot of pharmacy. So like should we?
Ah.
Because like Crackers is like super good at Pharah, but like
We
is
run-
it worth? Is
We
it
run
worth
Farah on
phasing
certain
out?
maps.
That's true, but like, is it worth phasing
I
out? the
play more
pharmacy?
Echo. I play more Echo.
Let him finish his point, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
I play a lot more Echo than I do Farah.
That's
Farah's
it, not you. Just finish his point.
Okay, so we run pharmacy.
You gotta
on,
tell
like,
the names, bro.
on a fair few maps. So we do you think it's worth phasing out? I mean, no, I'm not saying like get rid of pharmacy entirely, because sometimes pharmacy is like busted on a certain point. But like is it worth phasing out pharmacy as like a default on certain maps, and then instead using
you
pharmacy
should be
reactively?
You should be phasing them out on pretty much every map because Echo Zen is just objectively better, or Echo Brig is objectively better
Okay. So more
because they
Echo,
just
like,
give more value. Yeah, because the whole point of why Farah Mercy is not that great is because you're essentially getting value out of one hero, right?
Yeah.
Farah Mercy, you need the Mercy on the Farah pretty much 90% of the time for the Farah to get value. Echo, you just put an orb on the Echo, but the Zen can still shoot and he can still discord.
Yeah.
And Echo goes and does her own thing. Or Brig, you just pack the Echo, but then the Brig is still there as a hero. Whereas you've got this Farah Mercy duo where the Mercy has to follow the Farah around the map. And against decent hit scans, they'll just shoot the Mercy. Okay, your Farah's useless. You're literally 4v6 now.
I see. Okay.
That's the problem with Farah Mercy and why Farah Mercy is pretty much never played. Because it's just not as valuable as Echo.
I see.
So, yeah.
I don't mind playing Echo. Doesn't bother me.
Alright. Okay. So. Let's see.
Alright, give me a sec. I was just answering a text. But yeah. So, Mimo should survive here. Yeah. We've got no recall. We're taking a forward position. Their tracer fucks up. Cass is taking... Cass, you need to work on yourself, my friend. Your monkey is going forwards. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have bubble. He uses primal to try and compensate.
We get 2, which is sick.
Cass tunnels on the Brigitte, I think.
Monkey.
Yeah, Cass goes in on the Brigitte with Mimo. The Arista's still in main. Where the fuck is Anna? Anna's here. Our Farah Mercy is here. Right.
Because we made the call we were diving top. So I went with Devil to follow up on his damage.
Okay. But the only
That
problem
was the call.
The only problem with diving top here, and I hope Devil watches this, is that you have no sightlines of your Anna as a team, like at all. And again,
Yeah.
your Mercy is fucking healing the tank.
Yeah.
Damage boost the fucking Pharaoh, dude.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. Don't need to be healing the tank here, like at all. I would have said it would have been better rather than diving top right. Just leave Devil there to zone them all and just kill everybody around point and push point through. Devil can jump backwards towards the like your own team. Like you don't really use primal as a hard dive. You use primal for displacement and attention. And then the rest of your team basically uses that disruption to dive on people who are alone.
Right.
I just realised that guy's name is Sexy Danny.
I didn't think we actually capped this point.
We did, yeah.
I forgot.
Is this my internet or did the stream just take a shit?
No,
Probably
it's
mine.
Picasso. It's Picasso
Takes
painting.
me.
Nah, it's artistic.
That's good.
No, it's good now, yeah. Picasso painting.
What do you mean, bro? It's nice.
It's only 72060, so it should be fine. Okay. This point. Farah Mercy top left. Where should we be looking to control?
The high ground podium
High ground.
in the middle.
Where are we controlling?
Below
Not
the
that.
ridge. Below the ridge, because it's quite comfy there.
Where should our Anna be positioned?
Top
High
right.
ground.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yo, we
Yeah.
got full marks.
Then she has 3 sightlines.
Yeah.
Where should our Pharaoh Mercy be spamming from?
Crackers, that's on you. I don't know. I'm the brain dead one. I don't need to do anything.
Where should I be spamming from? Probably, Fuck, I couldn't actually tell you. I'd say, well, I mean, one of my favourite places is on top of Dar roof bit.
You're overcomplicating it. Just
know,
in general, when you
just
play
fucking in the sky, bro. I don't know.
you should be looking to spam on an alternate sightline from the rest of your team.
Oh right, okay.
Have we got an alternate sightline from the rest of what I could kind of? You're the only one that can see over this, but the rest of your team should be controlling here because you're looking for that kind of vice grip around the enemy team right now. So the big thing about dive against spam is that you're looking to control multiple angles against them and deny them angles. Right now, we're just giving them free angles, whilst Farah tries to deny them by herself, but she has nobody to help her right now.
Right.
Because we didn't take a forward position. So what I would say, the way to solve this as a team is between team fights, at the end of every team fight, when you win a team fight, someone just yell, rotate forward. Okay. Literally, just somebody yell, rotate forward. I don't care where you rotate to, as long as you rotate forward.
Okay. Also, should we default Cart Monkey to off tank instead of support?
What?
Because usually what we do as a team is we just stick one of the supports on the cart. So should we just have like a default cart pusher? Should we just leave that to our
Yeah,
cast?
but Diva's also. But we don't always stick people the supports to cart.
Okay.
No,
We talk.
cart.
Yeah, exactly. We talk. We know that Diva's supposed to for the most part supposed to push point.
I think if Anna has a long sight line on the cart,
I'm
then
pretty sure I explained this to Cass on the Gibraltar thing I did for him. The reason why you never put a support on cart, like ever. Especially when playing against a Tracer. Because Diva has 600 HP, she has a mech, she has fly, right?
Yep.
You put your alt support like your Zen and your Anna on the point, there's no way they can 1v1 that Tracer, which pulls resources back to the cart. Whereas the Diva can just leave the cart, the Tracer inherently gets no value, or the Diva can just go forward with a dive while the Tracer's stuck on cart. And your support's in a nice safe position.
Mhm.
Like, that's essentially what you can do. Another thing teams used to do, which was actually really cool by the way, especially when you're playing a Pharaoh Mercy, is they would bounce the Mercy up to the Pharaoh, she would float down, push the cart a little bit, when she gets pressured she bounce up to the Pharaoh again.
Oh wow.
that's actually really cool. Yeah.
It's like a bungee jump. That's so cool.
Yeah, you essentially just abuse the fact that the Pharaoh's in the sky with the Mercy, and Mercy gets free mobility. The only reason it's not that good now is because Ashe exists in this current meta with the Baptiste. Like, you need to keep the Mercy on the Pharaoh at all times.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, give me a second. There we go. Fuck, I'm on the wrong key. Oof. So yes, we should be looking to rotate, control the side ground. The big key problem I'm seeing as a team, in general, when you guys are playing dive, is you're never actually that proactive with pre-fight positioning.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the same with other team comps, but it's in general, it looks like you guys are kind of lost, especially on dive when it comes to pre-fight positioning. Mimo actually seems pretty comfortable on it, personally, and I feel like Crackers is as well. I would say your tank line is the main ones, and I would say you on Anna as well, Sky, are the main ones that don't know where the fuck they're meant to be, and don't really know about opportunistic positioning and the control of engagement. So if you control certain positions, like for example, if you control this high ground here and you're in here, right? The enemy team has to use something to try and get this position off of you. If your Anna's playing up here, an Orisa won't kill a monkey by himself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they need to commit more than one person, as well as Anna's nice and safe here. Cass can control the sightline. Farah's spamming from an ultimate angle. Mimo can be down here or be coming from over here to try and spam up the support line while they try and rotate.
Right.
But because we didn't do that beforehand, we don't control the engagement. The enemy team does. We are forced to engage on them to get that position from them. Whereas if you control the high ground already, they're forced to engage on you to take the space from you. You see what I mean? So you flip the defender's advantage as attackers by controlling forward angles.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's why it's really important that you kind of sort it out as a team and
Okay.
recognize that you can hold forward positions.
I guess as like a person who likes to play a lot of heroes that fly, having a like basically either a quicker engage or where I can kind of have free damage where they're not completely looking at me, I'd much prefer that rather than getting fucked. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like, tanks are there for controlling space, and you control space by holding a forward angle.
Yeah.
Just naturally.
Can also command attention as well, which is super important for like pharaohs, for example, as well. Right, okay. This actually tilted me off the face of the fucking planet. This bit, okay.
I feel
This-
right.
no,
Okay,
no.
I feel like
Right, no,
if we go,
I was so mad here.
I mean, I feel like if we go back a bit, if we hadn't used barrage, we probably would have had a much easier time holding that inside area. But like, we did. Just
I can't
kinda, like,
barrage just inside. I can't use
I
a
mean,
fucking
it's-
fucking crackers trademark floor barrage.
I don't know. I feel like you could. Like,
Not
because-
not in there. Not in
This,
there.
this barrage up here is completely fine, by the way. Yeah. I'm going to see what happens in this team fight. The barrage there is okay because
Right.
we've got Val.
I won't explain why I'm so tilted after this and tell you me what you think of it first.
I would say we definitely didn't need the Diva Bomb. Definitely
Bro,
did
you
not
just
need
hate
the
Cass.
Diva
You
Bomb.
just, bro, you just like you just look at Cass, you think, who the fuck are you?
Who is this man, bro?
Who is this man?
That's why he didn't want to be here
He's my,
today.
he's my old team. Right?
Ignore the boosters, by the way.
It's okay, I'm not judging your Pharaoh mechanics. Okay. So, huge thing. You do not want to fight in this room.
That's what I said.
This is the stupidest fucking thing you could do against the Brigitte in the entire game.
Thank you.
This
We
is
have a Pharaoh who can't go in there.
this is
Can't go
literally
in there.
the worst thing you could have done in this situation. Like,
They
hands
had
down,
no
the worst thing.
damage. They had no damage.
The only thing you need to do as dive in this situation is control this doorway and look for flanks. When they come out the doorway, use the Pharaoh spam and kill them. That is it. That is how you control this last part as dive. Like, genuinely, that's it.
Hmm.
I
So the
was
fact
very
that
angry at this.
you guys went into the room doesn't make any sense. Like, this is an overcommittal of resources for one, and this is a lack of patience. So patience is really, really important when you play this game because it makes up whether you make these rush plays like this or you're like, okay, we can play this patiently. They need to come to point. They have to come to point.
Kringle, that's why I was vibing on top of that bit of roof because I was waiting for them to come through, and obviously they're going to have to think about contesting point, and then I can literally just get free damage because they can't look at me. They can't look at me at all, and so we can just fuck them like that. But instead,
Yeah. So that basically summed it up. This commit is like really not needed, essentially. And we'll lose you the team fight. Don't do this. Patience. Recognizing when you have a defender's advantage. You have control of the cart, you have control of the positions around the cart. The enemy team has to come to you. So That's essentially what that play is. I'll be very interested to see how you plan to retake this with no ultimates as well.
I don't think we touched.
You don't even touch. All right, never mind.
Couldn't. So on to the defense now, yeah.
Yeah, this will be the defense. Why do you guys not use the scrim preset, by the way? So much better.
I think they will lobby host. I'm pretty sure.
Feels bad.
NA host.
Absolute NA host.
Asteroid belt host.
Oh, so layer host. Man's looking like Rayquaza after this bitch.
What the fuck? Why are we playing Hanzo?
Cascal. That was a Cascal.
Wait, we can't blame everything on.
No, that was a Cascal. That was actually a Cascal though. That was a Cascal, and I was like, yeah, sounds cool.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's half your fault for like accepting the Cascal. I don't know.
Well, it's the Cascal. I always go with the Cascal.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but
because
apparently-
you can't play Ash.
Okay, right.
Well, yeah, I'm not the hit scan player.
Hanzo doesn't replace Ash. Not even close.
No, it's because Ash is a balanced hero, isn't she, boys?
So the whole reason that Ash is so much more valuable than Hanzo is because Ash, basically, she can spam overshields, which is really important. She's very good at counter diving because of her coach gun. She has really high burst damage because of the left click right click combo. And she also brings a 7-person to the team every single time she ultimates. That's what you need to think of Bob as, is like a 7th man. Not as, okay, we're going to yeet Bob at the point and he's going to stall. He's literally a 7th man on your team. It's the same with the Torbjorn turret, and that's why Torbjorn Ash was so strong at one point, is because it was basically an 8-man comp.
8-man comp, yeah.
But yeah, I would say Echo here. Because of versatility.
I also prefer to play Echo, so that works even better.
I have no idea why you're not spamming Echo. Like, she's busted.
Because Beer King always says we shouldn't be playing Echo in every
Why?
single situation. You always say we should play Echo.
What? Can you wait. Yes, Sky, do I say that?
No, I've never heard you once say that.
I can't
You have.
remember.
No, exactly.
Bro.
When I've said that's a straight up lie.
You're like we shouldn't force Echo.
No. It's because you always in the start you always
we
want
should force
a
Echo Mercy. We shouldn't.
yeah exactly. You want Echo Mercy.
Oh, that okay, right.
And I also complain about forcing Pharah.
Now I do not want Echo Mercy.
and
that
also
was when
complain
we first,
about-
that was when we first started.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I complain about forcing
first.
Farah, but Echo, I don't think I've complained about forcing just an
What's your
Echo.
question?
So I'm brain dead. So in my head I'm always thinking of ways to force a Mercy into a team comp, so I can just like eat food while playing the game and not use my keyboard. So why is Ash really good, but Ash Mercy not a good pick?
Because Discord allows you to one-shot people anyway.
Okay, because in my
And
head,
Zen gives you a lot more spam damage, and it goes back to the pocket mentality of Pharah Mercy.
Okay.
Is Mercy is basically there to pocket another hero. When that hero doesn't exist, you are in a 4v6.
Okay, I see.
Mercy's just in a very, very bad spot as a hero in general right now.
It's
Okay,
unfortunate.
I see. So we should get her out of here. Okay, so more Zen and break, less Mercy. Got it. Right.
Yeah, it will take more practice, obviously, but you know we should definitely start to give it a whirl.
Yeah, that's why main supports hate the game at the moment, because Brig's so strong.
Bro, I love Brig. Brig is my queen. She's the
Okay,
best.
we should be looking to stay grouped here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. That's a good counter though. Tracer on the off angle. Nobody has noticed.
Alright, that's my bad. I should probably be watching the flank.
No, that's Cass.
Oh. Oh, bro, Cass is a good. Watching this back, Cass is straight up just gonna. Cass is just gonna commit. I'm sorry, but like. bro,
Cass should be checking flanks as well as holding off angles. Off tank's a hard job. Like,
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
in my
yeah,
head,
no,
like
that's
the
fucking
Brig and
well
the
out.
Zen are the people who should be watching the off angle for the flanker because like they protect.
We don't have
their
a Brig
biggest
though.
support.
taking away from that as well. Like Zen can watch an off angle, and to be honest, you should have heard her blinks underneath.
Yeah.
So. I'm not going to blame it only on Cass, but Sigma is the main one that controls off angles.
Okay, yeah, but it's funnier to blame it all again.
Okay, so oh, they're running Genji as well. Nice. So they're running Genji Tracer. Oh, they love it.
Okay. Right. This is some good angle control trackers. Jesus fucking Christ.
What?
Look at where you're positioned, look at what they're playing.
Ah, yes! Monkey.
Well, the monkey feeds, so like that's okay.
Like, it's good that you got a few picks, but I still wouldn't risk this, because if this Tracer's on this high ground, and the monkey's like half decent, they would have just dove you for an exit pick.
And I would have just died, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck! That's the one. Okay. So this team is a Pepe.
Like the actual Pepe, like the frog man.
Yeah, genuinely a Pepe. Mimo's controlling stairs. He should have called this. He should not be taking that 1v2. Cass is coming for off-angle control. See, this is good, right? But this is where you should actually recognize as a team that they're trying to split attentions, and you should be looking to back up into this. You don't need to hold this high ground anymore.
I think this is where we get fucked, because I think some people start moving back recognizing that, and I think some people don't, if you just watch this. I can't really remember.
You should be looking to back up here. Like, you should have backed up already as a team. You should have been.
Right.
You should already be in that choke. You're giving them the choke for free,
Yep.
which is really bad. Now, if I was a decent, like, if I was on the enemy team here, just saying, I'm just gonna go back 20 seconds or so. My call here, if I see that you're hard holding this high ground, would be to push payload. And as soon as I see you not ready to rotate when the cart is here, I would say push through choke.
Right.
Because the whole reasoning is because you haven't rotated. You're going to get caught mid-rotation to try and hold this choke. If I take this aggressive position as a main tank, I'm making space for my DPS, and I can just freely engage on you when you're rotating.
And as you say, like earlier, you are the weakest when you are rotating.
Yes. So this rotation, for one, is too late. Well, it's too late now. We should be looking to rotate now. Right now. And we should be going back to the choke. Instead, we're just giving them free push. We're trying to burst down a monkey as an Orisa by yourself. Not worth it. Cass is coming forward like... Cool, we're spamming them out a little bit, but you know what? If I was the enemy team, I wouldn't even be here anymore. I would be here. Because we're forcing a defender's advantage. You have to come from here, or you have to come from here. If I control this area, I control this choke for free. And there's nothing that you can do about it. So that rotation on defense, really, really important. I trialed for a couple of teams that never recognized it, and I literally pointed it out, and they were like, what the fuck? And shit like that.
Mm.
Like, it's really, really important that you recognize that rotation. Okay, so our Orisa rotates there, but our supports get fucked. That's a lost team fight. No. Nice. Diecast. Diecast. Thank you. And then,
Yeah! Wait for it.
Oh, what?
it's an okay dragon. I'm okay with this dragon, actually.
And I also killed the break from it, so you know.
That's actually an okay dragon. But you should now be rotating backwards.
Yes.
You shouldn't be on the cart anymore.
I'm trying to get it. No, why don't you jump that way? Wait, what?
You know, we get
Nanoblade.
Nanoblade out of that interaction. So I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
did get Nanoblade out. Yeah, that was true. I think we actually said, yeah, worth. We got Nanoblade.
Quingo, I have a question.
And I got 50% of my Dragon
In
Strike
this
from that.
particular interaction where I'm with Zen Bunker against Dive, how hard should I be pushing? Or like, how possible is it for me to get trans before their blade, especially when you're getting buffs? Is it,
Very.
like, worth just like only working towards trans and just like forgetting off angles and just like melting tanks.
Yes, you should be
Okay.
looking to get trans as quickly as possible whenever you
Okay.
play against the Genji. And you should also be saving rock for when they have a Genji as well. You should be saving lamp when they have a Genji. You should be saving pool when they have a Genji as well.
Quick question, Kringle. With so against, I've been thinking about this because I think we've had trouble with Nanoblade, haven't we, guys? A couple of times.
Yeah.
And I was wondering a couple of things that I don't know. Again, I haven't seen Genji in so long. I've forgotten what to do against him. That can you, for example, do something like lamp and EMP, so then he doesn't get any dash resets and he doesn't have enough damage for like to like break through you and you can shut him down.
It's
sort of that kind of stuff.
I feel like it's too dependent. So normally when you have EMP, you don't want to use it defensively. You want to use it offensively.
Because it is just a free team fight win for the most part.
It is a free team fight win, yeah. So the defensive capabilities when you're playing this comp against Genji Blade is you can
trans lamp, so you fuck up his dash.
You can trans. You can lamp with a pull rock. You can Sigma ult him.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Or you can just straight up try and burst them if you have none of these. If you have none of these, then somebody's fucked up somewhere.
Okay.
Because when they have a nano blade, you should be very aware of it as a team. Like as an entire team, your tracker should be calling they have nano blade. They have nano blade. Like you guys should be like, okay, we're gonna lamp pull rock and we're gonna burst him down because he can't deflect rock. So it's a free stun. So you just burst him as soon as he comes in. Like you have to wait until he dashes, but you should be looking. The Orisa should be looking to pull her feet or pull where you think he's gonna dash. Sigma should be ready to rocket straight away, and then everybody should be focusing that Genji blade.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say. I also don't rate the Hanzo against Genji. I don't rate Hanzo against Dive at all. I don't rate Hanzo in general.
Oh, yeah, I thought you might say that.
So that's just my personal opinion. Who the fuck is spam messaging me?
No, that's me, Quingo, sorry.
Bruh. I am busy.
Fuck off.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Fuck me. It's always the same person as well.
I'll think about it. 2 to 4 working weeks.
But you see what they've done compared to what you did? So they've taken the forward
taken
position.
a lot more space. Although, I mean, the Honor is still, like, fucking around, but, like, at least she has a brig with her.
Yeah, I don't.
But the Diva could push cart and the Brigana could go onto high ground, as you said.
Yeah. That's the only thing they've done wrong here. Where the fuck? I can't even tell where you guys are actually rotating. What the fuck is this? What was the plan here?
This is where I feed.
I think we like go out main door and then we're like, oh wait, high ground exists, and then we just go high ground. Yeah, this is us kind of being a bit brain dead and not calling our rotations before they happen, and so we just kind of call our rotation halfway through another rotation that's a bit more brain dead, so we're a bit slow on it.
I get the Genji. I'm so fucking lucky that Mega was there.
Okay, so
Monkey. Look at the monkey.
Something I need to make very, very clear when you're playing spam is that you never push into dive. You never. I'm not kidding. You never push into dive. There is zero reason for you to do this.
So
And
what would we do? Set up on the other high ground or something? Or what?
No, you set up on this high ground. You've just taken it off of them. And then we've rotated back into bank.
Right.
Finish the rotation. You don't need to chase them here. Just literally just finish the rotation. Cass is up here by himself. If they're an intelligent team, they'll hard dive Cass. If you need point control, your Tracer can touch for a little bit if you really need to while you guys set up.
Okay.
But the big main thing here is that you need to commit to this rotation and you need to take this high ground. Why? Because it's the key control point. You take control of this high ground, you can spam at them on the point when they're trying to rotate, or you force them to dive on you. Defender's advantage. But really, all we've done is we've now pushed a monkey who's primaling. Cool. What's happening though? They're still getting cart push. You haven't stopped anything. You've just forced the primal.
Does the monkey just explode here? I think he does.
He should.
I think he does just explode.
It's a really bad primal, but you guys shouldn't be pushing this in the first place. You should be looking to rotate. Whenever you call a rotation, always aim to finish the rotation. And you're
Okay, so
only
is that more important than chasing kills? In that
Yes, 100%.
So this Winston primal.
And we picked the
in our
Genji as
head-
well.
In our head, he oh, bro, why did he jump in there? But like, so in our head, we're like, oh, this Winston primal. That means he fucked up. That means we can capitalize. That's kind of like a red herring, and instead we should say, oh, he primal. That's his bad. But
Okay, so he primaled because you pushed into him, but say the Winston is intelligent, right? And he doesn't primal here and he just walks out to his team.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure your Orisa player would set up here.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Which is a terrible position.
Okay.
So the Winston has basically baited you into moving out of position rather than you rotating into position.
Okay.
So it's always safer. Yeah, this Winston fucked up. Cool, you got value out of it. But in general, it's safer to finish the rotation and get yourself into a safe position. Because when you do get that multiple times when you get higher where a Winston will not do this, right?
Yeah.
Then essentially you're already in a safe position. But if you rotate into him and you try and chase him and he just walks away, you get 0 value and now you're in a bad position.
Right.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah. Understood. Thank you. That was a good one.
It's alright. Yeah,
Oh,
it cleans up.
Oh,
Two.
Mima. I
It's
love
just,
Mima.
it's just fucking
Look at
clean
him.
up at this point, isn't it?
Look at him go. And then we rotate. Nice. Nice.
Me and the boys rotating high ground. And girl as well.
He's on the
That's an
off.
honorary mail. Alright, so
Has Sky been given honorary mail?
probably. Right, so what are you thinking, Quingle? You see the
Is that me?
Yes.
Is that
wait,
me?
I thought that was me.
Is that
bro.
actually
What the
me? I'm straight vibing, bro.
fuck? Okay, that's
Wait, how did I get over there? I'm actually so confused how I got over.
I bet what, bro. Okay, you're going across here. Okay, that looked like you went much lower. I was like, what the fuck? And you're going back to your team. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I think I saw the tracer go that way, and she was low, and I
that's
think I
so
tried
bad
to
for
get the
my
last
swing
thing.
tracer.
That's okay, as long as you're back into position before the team fight starts. Okay, so the big thing, what you're doing right now, is you're still giving them too much space.
The forward high ground is the one we need, right?
We're doing what they did. And
Yes,
just give
you're
them-
playing this nice safe anchor. What the fuck do they have, right, to shoot you?
Fucking nothing.
Look at their team comp. They have nothing. They're forced to dive onto you. They're forced. This diva, I'm pretty sure she's on the high ground inside, right? She's inting. This diva should not have this position. Especially not without her monkey. This position is being given away for free. The thing that you can do is you can move your Sigma forward to this high ground. Like this area here, he can spam downwards, like directly downwards, and can kind of control this area. The rest of your team can kind of, I wouldn't say move out onto the bridge. Your Orisa definitely can, and your DPS can be like a little bit further behind, whilst Mimo does work in that backline like he is right now. Like I feel like the DPS and the Orisa are in an okay position. I feel like Cash should be pushed forward a little bit more to try and control this, and maybe move the Hanzo forward with him as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you can still help each other and you're still close enough to each other that you can counter the dive with the lamp and just spam into the Winston when he tries to come up. Save the Orisa pool for when he comes up, pull him back to the high ground when he tries to kite backwards, that's a dead Winston. Like, there's no way he survives that.
Cass can't really get much value in that position. He would have to move up so he can actually spam his nuts down on point if they don't dive him, for example.
No. You could maybe even move the Zen forward with Cass, if you really wanted to, and just leave the BAP and the Orisa on this back part.
Okay.
That's completely okay too.
Wait. I have a question. So, if we play like sort of split, where the Orisa and the BAP stay where they are now, but me, the Zen, the Sigma, and the Hanzo go up to whatchamacallit?
Well, it would probably be an echo in an ideal scenario. It'd probably be an echo.
Would that not be like a free dive on the Orisa and the BAP?
No,
The
because
entire time we split?
because of backfield and fortify. So what you're basically looking for is you're looking for an opportunity. As spam when you're defending against dive, is you're looking for an opportunity for them to commit on to an area, and then you just keep your tanks alive as long as possible while everybody else basically spams where they're diving to. So if you're going to do any form of split, they need to be close enough to each other that they can help each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also spread out enough that you can have two angles if one gets dove.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
In this specific situation, if they had an Echo, I wouldn't recommend this at all. But they have a Genji. Like, if they have a Genji, this is completely fine. If they have an Echo, then you're basically looking primarily for Echo control in the beginning, with the Zen and the Echo, and you want to play a little bit closer together because Echo has a lot more burst damage, in my opinion, a lot more consistent burst damage than Genji. Purely because of the fact that she has left click, right click, left click, and an E.
Yeah.
And that's a huge amount of burst damage. Genji can't even compete with that. There's no way he competes with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you play so close together in that situation. It's because you want everybody in the lamp rather than one person.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're playing this type of Genji comp, then you can be a little bit more lenient with splits, as long as you have reaction lamps to whoever they're diving.
So if they are running Echo, just to clarify, who moves forwards here? Who moves forwards here? Cass and me, or literally?
I would say Cass only.
Only. Okay.
Only Cass. And I would say, well, the Echo doesn't really play with the team. The Echo kind of takes an off angle up here and shit. You wouldn't be playing a Tracer with this either if you had an Echo. Like, there's no point.
Mm-hmm.
You would be probably playing an Ashe. So you want your Ashe
in the Hanzo position.
In the Hanzo position, your Echo basically controls this high ground area. Maybe comes back for Cass to try and help him a little bit. But she wants to use her fly cooldown to basically pressure off angles. That's why Echo is so fucking strong at the moment. Dumb hero.
Agreed.
as plays Ashe.
Right, so. Oh, nice.
What in the
that was bad for me. I got scared. There was a pulse bomb. I was like, I press Q and it's a bad trend.
You didn't trust Skies.
No, I didn't. Sorry, Sky.
This Vincent should die.
Kringle's about to slap you up, bro.
Mistakes happen. People learn from them.
I'm not gonna learn from my mistakes.
He's a fucking dumbass, bro.
Oh, I hate this.
Is it because we're pushing to dive again?
No, because we dropped down. Why?
Why did we drop?
I haven't dropped. Or maybe I should drop. Should I drop?
You should drop now, but
You could you could be
everybody in the fucking universe just dropped. Why?
I didn't drop. Quingo, I didn't drop.
All you need to do is send your fucking Orisa to the point and keep her alive. You still have this high ground control. You just move across. They don't have a Winston anymore.
I mean, they still had to push like the cart for a fair bit, so we didn't have to drop. I mean, even an Orisa immediately. So.
I mean, this is a perfect position as a defender to drop your Orisa, because you want to hold them on this side, like right here.
Okay, sure.
You don't want to let them come around the corner. You want to control this corner. This is what I went into like before. Is you want to identify where the key points are. So if you control this with your Orisa, they have to play under here, right? As a dive. Which means that your Hanzo can be like here, or your Echo can fly behind them and just spam them for free. If they come this side, the Zen can just spam them for free. Like, they're forced to play underneath, so they're going to take spam wherever the fuck they are. Whereas if you give them this corner, you can't really keep people on the high ground anymore, because your tank line needs to hold here. So you can't directly support each other, really, anymore. It's hard to explain. I don't know how to explain that. Like, properly.
No, that does make sense.
No, it
because,
makes sense,
if
yeah,
you
no.
don't- If the tanks aren't there, then they cap the point, and then even if you win the team fight, they still got the checkpoint, and that's not good.
Whoa.
No, I explain. Let me explain the rest of it. Sorry. Yeah, if you control this corner here and you keep the cart here, it means that the enemy team can't expand out to here. I remember why I know. Because if you let the cart go to this position, for example, you're going to be holding like here. They can still expand outwards. But if you hold them underneath, they can't expand at all. That was the main thing. Sorry. So you deny off angles just by position. Like, completely. They can't take that off angle at all.
Okay.
Unless they rotate all the way around.
Is the recording alright, Baking, by the way?
Yeah, it works.
Cool. Crackers
That's
with two.
It's a wild diva bomb.
Basic. Castro. I overstay my welcome.
Okay. It's a decent flux. It's late, but it's decent. Yeah, they just clean up. They should win this team fight. There's no way you should win this.
Well, Mima's a fucking crackhead, so he just doesn't.
Mimo's absolute crackhead. Yeah, I body shot the Anna and then Mimo polishes her off and I get the Winston.
What the fuck, dude?
Ah,
Oh, I did see you.
the C9, bro. That's...
Tanks,
So me-
walk!
Alright, so
That's a valiant effort, but you shouldn't have stayed. Mimo shouldn't have stayed alive that long. Like, you shouldn't have. At all.
so we had. So do we have like 0 chance of winning that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no way. Like, against a competent team that has good target focus, Mimo would have died very quickly. Like, he shouldn't have survived that long. At all. I mean, there was a chance that you possibly could have won it because Mimo was stalled out. But in about 90% of the situations, he shouldn't be able to do that.
Mhm.
And if he does, good for him. But, yeah. Okay, we're rotating.
Yeah, I switched to Brig in this situation. I'm pretty sure that's a feed, but like
No,
in my
it's
head
fine.
I'm like Genji.
I think it's alright.
Bad.
Switching to Brig in this situation is completely fine.
Because they have very little, like, they have no spam or anything, and then the brick can help shut down the dive.
Mimo feeds to forward.
See, okay, so we
Okay,
have the high-
so we have the high ground. We also have the better spam. Like, we have the better spam comp in general. This whole Heidi thing of Orisa on an off angle without pressing left click, kind of unacceptable in this situation. You should be looking to get their shield down as quickly as possible, especially when they do not have their fucking Sigma with their team. There's no way we should be losing the spam wall. No, blade.
Yep. Boring.
There's no pull rock. Like, the thing that your tank should be practicing when playing against a Genji is pull rock.
NA host.
Okay, so let me think about this. The key things that I can see from your team that you need to kind of resolve is pre-rotations and recognizing space. On top of that, also recognizing positions that are favorable for you. That's really, really important, especially when playing dive and when playing spam against dive. because you can't do that big whole fucking team drop on corner. Hi guys, I'm here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Against the dive comp.
Gee.
Like, sup, bro? Like, I'm just chilling on this corner. How about you? Yeah, I'm just getting milk.
You come here often, bro. Nice. Okay, so we need to work more on our sort of
Who
Free
calls your
rotations,
rotations?
comes from communication of intent.
Devil, right?
So
No,
we
not
do that.
rotations. Cast those rotations.
Cascos
Um,
rotations.
or-
Okay.
Yeah. Also, following through with the rotations that we call. That's another thing. Playing less Mercy because I play a bit too much Mercy. Because I just don't like playing Overwatch, so I play Mercy. Then also, yeah, recognizing space, recognizing Y space, because if you can recognize Y, then doing it's easier. And
It's just
yeah.
the thing you need to identify, right? Is when you're playing an attacking team, you need to think about if I was playing defense, where would I want to set up? Right?
Yeah.
Where would I want to set up to try and defend? And then you go to a spot or a spot around it to try and deny it from the enemy team.
And you, what was the
That's the
call
first
that
step.
you'd make? What was the call that you make to do it? Someone calls
Rotate forward.
forward rotation. Yeah, rotate
Yeah,
forward.
rotate forward.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just do
And
that.
Can you just say
everything.
like, because we say someone just takes space, which is kind of like
Or take space as well is also a valid
yeah,
call.
same.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's one issue. The second issue that I saw from the dive is timings. Timings in dive are very, very important. You need to be able to time an engagement and engage as one unit.
We've been practicing that on certain maps, haven't we, guys?
But that also requires that. The thing I'm saying is everybody needs to understand the timing. The Tracer player needs to understand the timing. The Pharah player needs to understand the timing. The Winston player needs to understand the timing, and also the Diva player needs to understand the timing. And you all need to be in sync in one. So if you engage and you say, "Okay, I'm diving top 3, 2, 1," like cool, is Mimo in position beforehand?
That was
Is Crackers in position beforehand? You need to make sure all of these things coincide with each other. Are you diving in a sightline of your Zenyatta? Can we get Discord on our target if you play the Brig Send dive?
Yep.
These are all things that need to be taken into account. For positioning in general, by the way, if you want to sort out your positioning on dive, literally just ask Jazz, okay, Jazz, they're playing this comp, where would you want to be standing?
Yo, I wish I got that. I wish I was cheated at
Like,
that. My main.
Shut up, Jazz.
Literally, if you just ask him, where do you want to be standing? He'll be like, okay, I want to stand here. And then you can be like, okay, let's get him up there. Let's set up around there, and we're going to take an engagement here.
Bro,
That is honestly the first step to getting a proper dive with Zenbrig going, is that you play around where your Zen wants to position.
Okay.
Because the most important part is that you are diving in the Zen sightline and everybody is available in that fight. And if he goes into a shit position, it's on Jazz, it's not on you. Right? So that's down to Jazz to break down, okay, I shouldn't actually play there, and he can be like, okay, next fight I'm going to play here. Because they're just going to dive me here.
So if for example, if we were on Zenbrig dive, yeah, and we are on attack, streets phase, and the car is at that point by the truck, you know the bit, where we were just looking at beforehand. So, for example, would a good place be around that truck because he can see where we're going to be diving? He can throw Harmony, he can throw Discord, maybe on a support as well.
On attack?
Yeah, on attack. Again, I don't know. I never run. I don't know or on high ground.
You can see the entirety of the point for free. Or similarly, he can also be here. It just makes him slightly more diveable, gives him more cover, and he can use the Mecha Health Pack easier.
Yeah, that was what I sort of meant.
So if you're playing, for example, against a Brawl or a Dive, you will want your Zen up here. If you're playing against like a really, really heavy spam, I would honestly put my Zen down here.
That's where I was thinking against the spam, yeah.
Yeah. Like a really heavy spam that doesn't have a tracer. This is the key point. They can't.
Doesn't have a tracer.
Yeah,
Right,
they cannot have a tracer. If they have a tracer, you cannot put your Zen there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
He can just get raped.
unless you literally stand your brig right next to them. If you stand your brig right next to the Zen in this low ground position, it's fine. The brig just needs to control the tracer. Like as soon as she controls the tracer, and your Zen can just trust her and keep spamming forward or turn around and kill the tracer. If you kill the tracer, fucking amazing, right? Because your supports are completely free. Like this position's okay. But I would honestly say the high ground with jiggle peeking the corner is probably better in my opinion. And then once you've established position with your dive, then you can kind of broaden out your sightline a little bit. Because all the focus will be on the monkey and shit. And then you can just spam the enemy team. Gives you a nice off angle basically. And you're looking to dive from this position so that they kind of won't expect it, or dive from like this position so that they won't expect it. You kind of want you have set buddy rotations, if that makes sense. Like your brig and your Zen, you want to rotate them together into a certain position. If you need the diva there, then put the diva there. But your monkey and your diva should be taking alternate positions. Your tracer and your echo should be taking alternate positions. Your tracer needs to play in a position where she can engage from, where she can get packed by the brig, and the echo needs to time her flies with brig packs so that she isn't at risk of dying when playing against an Ashe. You'll be very surprised with a brig pack how little you die against Ashe.
Really? That's fucking excellent. That's fucking excellent.
Like it makes a huge difference. It's like having a Pharaoh Mercy, but you don't need to worry about dipping down as much to sustain. It's basically you get shot once, you're like, okay, I need to play a little bit more passive. You get shot again, you're like, okay, I need to fucking dip.
Yeah, okay.
I need to go. Like I need to fucking disappear. But yeah, it gives you a lot more freedom. So yeah, if Jazz, when you're playing dive, if Jazz decides where he wants to set up, it gives you this stable anchor where the rest of the team can basically play around. It's like having an Orisa set up on the cart. Like she sits on the corner, right, and then you set up positions around them. Why? Because they're going to engage on the Orisa. It's kind of like that, but with a Zen. Whereas where you set up the Zen on the high ground, okay, they're playing on this high ground. The monkey wants to come from here. The tracer wants to come from here. The echo can come over the top if she really wants to, and the diva can kind of play midfield. Like she'll either peel for this one or she'll peel for this one, which means she can play in like this building or something, and look out for which dive is going to happen. So I hope that makes sense for like kind of like a structure of how you can define your positions as a dive.
Okay. So the structure of a pre-fight comms would be, the communication of intent. I saw we work with what else we have, cast bomb, barrage, orders of doing that. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is me going, all right. So maybe do even I call the rotate? Say I want to be here. So maybe do I call the pre-rotate?
Just you don't need to call the pre-rotates. Like so pre-rotations is different on a comp by comp basis. On dive, you kind of want to revolve around your Zen and where he wants to set up. On spam, you want to revolve around where your Orisa wants to set up.
Okay.
And when you are playing Brawl, you kind of revolve around where you take the least amount of damage, and normally your main tank calls that rotation.
Okay.
So Cass can do it if he really wants to. In my opinion, the rotation gets delivered a lot more by a flex support on a main tank, because the off tank normally doesn't really rotate with the team in any team comp that I can think about.
Right.
Because they're always looking to, I don't know, do a initial rotation, and then the off tank takes an off angle, or goes back and peels back, and that's it. Like that's my opinion of what an off tank does. Like they're not there to lead the team; they're there to basically assist everybody, or create opportunities by taking off angles. So Cass can do it if he really wants to. I don't think it's the best pick personally, because an off tank has different objectives than the rest of the team.
Nice.
And if he doesn't actually understand that as an off-tank player, then fair enough. Like I've heard of off-tanks be shot callers. For example, Happy Cool in the British when he played for British Hurricane and they played Goats, Happy Cool was the shot caller for that team.
Okay.
I know that because I got drunk with him and I talked to him about Overwatch.
Whoa, that's
And we were talking about like how teams are built and shit like that. And he was like, "Yeah, I do the shot calling for British Hurricane." I was like, "That's pretty cool. I've never heard of an off-tank do that." He was like, "Yeah, I'm just the smartest one." I was like, "Cool."
I'm just the coolest motherfucker I've ever met.
I'm just the smartest one. I was just like, "Cool, Happy." Definitely not a huge ego, mate. That was on my birthday as well. It was great.
Suck your own cock with that fucking ego, bro. Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit, you got Happy Cool to attend your birthday party. Bro, that's sick. I can barely get like my dad to attend, bro.
That's because he lives in Portugal, you spack job.
I went to the Atlantic Showdown, I think it was, and my birthday was at the same time period, so I ended up on my birthday getting drunk with Suna, Happy Cool, Numlocked, Leg Day.
Yo, Numlocked, yo.
Yeah, funny Astro, Mr. X. No, not Mr. X. Sorry, ZP was there.
Oh wow. Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, I basically just spent my birthday getting drunk with loads of pros.
That's madness.
so cool. Did you like know them beforehand, or did you just end up at the same bar?
I've known Numlocked for quite a long time, so he basically introduced me to the rest of the group.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Like
I thought
I've
Numlock was USA.
no, he's UK.
Oh, I'm just thick. Was it Numlock?
No, yeah, Numlocked.
Okay, Numlock.
Yeah,
So I
he's
swear
a-
Numlock was someone else.
Old friend of mine.
That's why he
No,
played Team
he-
USA this one time. Oh,
He
shit.
plays for Toronto Defiant.
Ah.
But yeah, no, I basically went there. I met up with Numlocked, like we hadn't seen each other for a fucking long time. Ended up having a few beers, a few people joined in. Like I met the entirety of Team Envy at the time, British Hurricane, Angry Titans, and shit like that.
Oh, wow,
So
That's fucking sick.
That's
Me and
Yeah,
Jasper met Team UK, didn't we?
Yeah, we were in London, and it was like the most scuffed fucking trip we've ever had. And then we just see Team. It was 2019, I think.
Yeah.
2019. So this was the year after they like dumpstered Team USA, and we were like, yo.
I can't wait to
Yo,
see you
who
guys.
are these guys? Team UK? Who are you guys? It was so good.
yeah, and then I got dumpsters in Worlds. Feels bad.
Yeah, it was
myself.
fucking sad as fuck. Yeah,
It was embarrassing.
it actually
But-
was. I was so sad.
But yeah, for like shot calling on an off tank, completely fine as long as they have the game knowledge. I would say rotations though should be defined by other people.
Okay,
Nice, that's cool.
right.
So just to like pick your brain, because like you've managed to get 2 hours out of like 16 minutes of footage. Like what the fuck? Like how the fuck do you manage that, bro? But like I just as like a team, because like I don't want to be like a.
There's
second-
more stuff that I could talk about. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think there's a
Too
lot,
advanced.
tons more.
But like just as a team, right? When you played for like Blackout, it was like whatever your most successful team was. Like how often were you like practicing and like scrimming and like just playing and like doing different things? Like how can we
So,
maximize that time, and how much time do we put in?
It completely depends. So the thing about scrims, right, is if you don't go into scrims with an objective of what you want to work on, then scrims are essentially just, oh, I'm just playing the game,
Exactly.
right?
I said
You should
exactly
go in,
this.
You should go in with you should go into a scrim with an individual objective and a team objective, or something that you want to work on as a team. So, for example, if you were going to practice rotations as a team, you would say at the beginning of the scrim, okay, we're going to practice on completely committing to rotations. Rotations that are called, we're going to commit to them. No matter what's called, we're just going to do it, right? And on an individual goal, you could be, for example, okay, I'm playing Orisa, we're playing against Dive, I'm going to focus on saving my pulls for Winston when he dives in. That's just an example objective as like a main tank player.
Right.
And then as you play more and you get more goals and you tick more goals off the list, it becomes a routine, and your brain basically turns into, you don't even have to think about anything anymore.
Quingle. So, right, as a DPS player, what should my personal objective be? Because obviously, like, I understand like the team objective and stuff, but I kind of don't really know what I should be actively like kind
Okay,
of
so
what I should actively work on aside from pop off, you know.
So, in general, as a DPS, the main problem I see with DPS is that they don't they don't respect the space that they've been given, or they don't use the space that they've been given enough.
Okay.
So, DPS, when you set a goal for yourself, is all about testing limits.
Limit testing, yeah.
Limit testing and seeing how far you can actually go. And then when you stumble across a problem, for example, when you're playing against a really good Ashe and you're playing as Echo, you then set a goal for yourself. Okay, this Ashe is really, really fucking good, and I'm playing Echo. I'm going to come from angles that she doesn't expect.
Ah, right, yeah.
And playing around it kind of that way. Or it could be a matter of like recognizing as a DPS what your objective is meant to be. So, for example, Tracer, you get a pulse bomb. Okay, instead of pulsing the squishy targets, I'm going to try and pulse bomb one of their tanks. I'm going to focus on trying to get this pulse bomb on a tank, and we can follow up on it. Or you could be playing Tracer and you've got an Orisa. I'm going to focus on trying to pulse bomb Orisa pools. I'm going to ask for Orisa pools when I'm using pulse bomb. Same thing with Echo Sticks. I'm going to ask for pools when I'm using Echo Stick.
Yeah.
Or it could be as soon as I burst somebody and I get somebody low, I'm gonna call up for a follow up.
Yeah, great.
Nice.
And stuff like that. Like, it's just developing yourself as an individual. Like, it's kind of difficult in my opinion with DPS because I'm not that experienced with DPS.
Yeah,
Supports and tanks. I can tank I can coach like the back of my hand quite easily. DPS is a little bit different for me. Because I never really got huge amounts of experience on it.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like, I prefer to be coached, as I think we all discussed this, much prefer to be coached by a main tank than a DPS player, do you know what I mean? As it's kind of, it's more about, it can help the team a bit more than than the DPS player kind of on his own, I guess. Because I mean,
DPS is in a weird spot in this meta at the moment where it is, you have to play for your team, but you also need to ask for resources from your team to make opportunities.
Yeah.
So you should be asking, for example, on Echo, when you've got fly, you should be like asking for a brick pack. Okay, I want to use this fly, I want to make opportunities.
Oh, I do that actually, don't I, Sky? When you're on brig, and I say, can I have a brick pack, Sky? And I fly, and when I fly up.
Well, I wouldn't say it's asking politely for a brew pack. I'd be like, oh, give me the fucking pack, bro!
It's not like that.
Now.
And that could also be something you can work on in comms as well. Instead of a long sentence like that, you can literally be like pack echo.
Yeah.
You can turn it down to like 2 words, like.
Yeah.
Big, stop just laughing at random intervals. I fucking hate you.
Going into communication, I don't know how long your guys' communication things are.
Our communication,
Too long.
our communication is either like really good or really bad. Like,
The thing that you should define as a team is like keywords. So, for example, you have kill. Kill is a keyword, and that should be a target call. So you can be like kill Orisa. That's a target call.
Sorry, I'm
Whereas
just thinking about keywords.
you have something like an information call, where you have Orisa top left. That's different.
yeah.
It's relevant. It's a relevant information, but it's not specifically a target call. It's just saying Orisa top left.
Okay, so the structure of a coolout to sort of like homogenize everything into one, so that comms are never cluttered. The first word should always be the sort of like the article, as in like sort of placement or like situation. For example, top left Orisa or slept Tracer behind, as opposed to Tracer slept behind, because that way the people understand more what's happened as opposed to who's happened in a certain situation.
You can say Tracer slept behind because she is the object that you're referencing. So it's more of an information thing. So if I say Orisa top left and then I say kill Orisa top left, two different things. You're just giving the information to your team that Tracer slept behind. If you were to say kill Tracer slept behind, it's different.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's more of a punch, isn't it? It's more like you know, Trace behind. It could be left to the wayside, but the word kill is like it's there, isn't it? You think about it more, I guess.
Yeah.
Like for example, when I go into like peel calls, a lot of supports say, "Oh, Tracer behind on me," like when you could be like peel and a balcony or some shit. peel and a catwalk.
Okay.
Right.
Like these very very simple things. If it's or you can be like peel, tracer, catwalk. You can call the person if you really need to, but it's kind of like just getting the most information you can into the communication without cluttering it and being like, oh fuck, oh, shit, fuck, shit. Like a lot of teams that I coach, they randomly swear when they make a mistake in the middle of a team fight.
That's bad.
Like, cool.
That's really bad.
Like you made a mistake. It's cool. You don't need to swear about it. You just need to embrace it and just help the rest of your team by skipping that kill cam, clicking between people, and giving information to them. A lot of teams don't do that. A lot of people don't do that when they're dead. They click between people, and you're like, "Oh my god, there's a fucking tracer on your Ana. Help her, peel her," and shit like that. Like you can help as like an overseer of the team fight.
Exactly, and please, for the logo, don't like go like, "Oh my god, I got so unlucky," or complain about something in game, or like explain why you died. Like it's so not relevant.
Yeah, I feel like we need to have a more of a mindset that like in the game, like the only thing that is relevant is like the game. So instead of going, oh my god, that tracer's so much better, you go tracer behind. You have no main support. That's like those are more important calls.
I got another question. So, okay, so this is with target focus and target calling specifically. So, as a damage player, sometimes I find myself in a position where the team fight has initiated, and I personally have put someone in a position where I am nearly 100% sure I can confirm the kill, right?
You don't need to call it out, just confirm it.
No. That's not. Hang on, one sec. But the main tank has called to go and target focus this person, right? In that scenario, do I just continue to commit to my target, which is what I do most of the time, and don't necessarily always follow up on the target focus call, or just kind of forget about it and just make sure the thing that we're all targeting gets obliterated, otherwise the entire team could fall apart?
So it depends on a couple of things. It depends how far up position your initial target is.
Yep.
It depends how far away you are from the other target. And it depends if you know for 100% that you can confirm that kill. If you can 110% confirm that kill, confirm it. Right?
Right.
That's fine. Just don't call it as a target.
No.
Let the rest of the team commit on to the other person. That's okay. The whole point of, for example, a dive is to try and get these opportunities. If you see an opportunity to kill somebody completely by themselves, do it.
Okay.
That doesn't go for tanks, by the way. Tanks who are going to watch this, you don't do that. That's DPS, not you.
Yeah.
DPS should aim to follow up on targets that are called, but if you do see an opportunity for a free pick, then go for it.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Great.
And if it doesn't work out, then the next fight, it's definitely not a free pick. Just follow up on the target that's called.
On the target focus, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you recognize, it's all about opportunity recognition, more than anything, and recognizing how far you can push your hero, etc., etc. All right. Well.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. No.
Wait. Before you go, just wanted to say on like behalf of everyone who's not here as well. Like, honestly, we've been wanting to have something like this. Oh well, me, Birking, and Kaz specifically, because we were on a different team before this one, for such a long time. And honestly, doing this for us and helping us like this, like, we honestly can't thank you enough. It's honestly such a privilege. I know it sounds stupid, but we're really, really grateful. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'm a washed up coach. And I'm a washed up
bro, no.
Watch, bro. You got like 2+ hours. You have 16 minutes of content.
You opened up my third eye, bro. Like,
Well, I almost at one point coached contenders, so
that's cool.
That must have been so nice. Well,
but honestly, I really hope that we can see you a couple of times more, because if that's at all possible for you. I
If you're
understand
ever
that you
bored,
must
you know.
if you have a busy schedule and whatnot, and that's absolutely fine. But
I don't have a busy schedule. At the moment, so it's fine.
Okay.
I'm
Well, if you're ever bored,
I'm at
and you
home all
wanna-
day.
Yeah, and you wanna sort of like be in our like chat and then sort of like live coach, well not live coach, but like sit in on a scrim because you're like super bored and for some reason you want to watch me int, then like you are more than welcome because
it's
like,
quite
this is pretty
entertaining, if
sweet
nothing else.
Yeah, I do nothing if not put on a good show.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless you're a coach, in which case you probably like tear your eyeballs out because like oh my god. But yeah,
But no.
cheers, mate. It's very helpful.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's honestly fine. If you do have any major problems that you want to sort out, then you are free to contact me. That's okay.
Do you mind if we you mind if you like? We'll keep you with the Nike Exiles, so you can just come and vibe.
Sure.
Don't leave the server, basically.
I was in this server.
Oh, were you?
before.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was meant to ring for Cass's old team at one point, I think.
Oh,
I'm gonna
for
talk about
Aether.
it as well.
For Aether. Yeah.
I was meant to ring for them at some point, I think, and then I think the main tank came back, so I didn't ring. And I was like, yeah, it probably would have been a bit unfair if I played anyway. So probably for the best.
Yeah, Aether was cool. Aether was a very. It's not as. To be fair, Aether was not as fun as this team. This team is more fun than Aether was, I think.
It's only because like the monkey equivalent doesn't fucking mute you half the time because you just treat them like
bro, shut up!
bro, you gotta treat your supports with some.
I'm gonna
respect, bro,
break
'cause,
your
like,
neck, bro. Monkey,
me and
right?
Smack
Me and
just get
Monkey,
fucking
me and
bullied
Monkey are
all day.
actually good. No, you fucking don't.
Yes, we do, bro. You have not seen the amount of times Witch King just tells me to like.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah,
Witch
but
King just fucking like.
yeah, Witch King hates you though,
It is mad, bro.
But yeah.
But yeah.
I hope this gives you a lot more direction.
Oh,
Yeah, it does.
no, it's
did.
fantastic,
Yeah, it's
honestly.
And
Yeah.
we will use your word as gospel. So if ever Castle, Witch King, or anyone else says anything that goes against you, we will quote the word of Quingle at exactly 2:38 in the VOD said as such that this is what we should do, and therefore you are
That
wrong.
you
Shut
should
up.
that you should suck Jazz's nuts and stop talking.
But it's very helpful. We're definitely gonna use this advice. So useful.
Yeah, and we've got the recording as well, so we can always go back to it. Which is
And if we don't
fantastic.
win GGEU, you can message us and you can be like, you guys are trash, and you know what? It'll be just fine because.
I mean, don't expect like. The one thing I want to make clear is don't expect like huge turnarounds when
No.
it comes to advice. It will take, on average, it takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks for humans to integrate improvements into their natural environment. So
Fucking hell,
expect
that's some science shit, bro.
in 2 weeks' time, you should feel some improvement and improvement of direction, and that's where you take the next step of moving forwards, if that makes sense. So you can take this advice and you can work on those goals that you've recognized from this VOD review for the next like 2 weeks, and then you can come back and think, okay, have we actually improved during this time?
Yeah, and
Have we
if
integrated
not,
those changes? If not, then you need to look at why didn't we integrate these changes. Maybe we should work on them for the next 2 weeks, or you can come to me and be like, okay, we need another VOD review to see how we fix this particular part. Like we're struggling with this part,
right?
or we don't know exactly what we're doing wrong. And I would be happy to do another VOD review. Point out anything that you need to work on in certain aspects. Anything that you haven't actually addressed as a team, because as a coach, I can only do so much. I can identify problems, but it's down to you guys to basically solve them.
Yeah.
And to improve upon them. So, as long as you have that direction as a team, and don't get discouraged if it doesn't work first time and next scrum, just keep working towards it and take the direction and move towards it, because it will eventually just click.
I think as a team, I don't think we really get discouraged like that, do we? I think we're all very. We
get
do want to.
Except when we
which is really
lose.
weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
fine.
like,
yeah.
I don't know,
But
like-
no. I don't think. No. I don't think. As in, not discouraged in terms of improving. I think that we always want to improve, even if we lose, even if we're
That's true,
tilted.
yeah.
I think we all realise that the goal of this team is to improve at the video game at the end of the day, isn't it?
If you do get tilted, by the way, This is something that I did for another team. But if you get tilted at losing, just think this is gonna make great VOD review content.
Nice.
Like that's all you need to think about. Like genuinely, if you think, okay, well, there's something to improve on.
Yeah.
Tilt,
That's true, that's
tilt completely gone. Like, what's the point in worrying about stuff you can improve on later? Yeah, if you lose a tournament game, you can be like, okay, well, we can look at what we did wrong there. Let's just play the rest of this game like normal.
Yeah.
Like we don't need to get tilted at each other.
We've we can VOD review with ourselves. We can and we can think, maybe Crinkle can come down and tell us what we did wrong, and we can actually have some proper improvement going on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that'd be nice.
if someone does get tilted, just say it's going to be a great VOD review. Don't worry about it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
What are we going to do next? Always look forwards. Never ever look backward.
Alright, so we gotta have that on our buzzer for when Witch King like ins his main take. Like, don't worry, this is great VOD review. He slams his desk so hard, it's like a ninja does. But yeah, this is good. Yeah.
That's fine. Like mentality is everything.
Yep.
Anyway, I will leave you guys to it.
But yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
Yes,
so much.
Thank you so
course.
much.
Thank
Alright.
you.
No problem. Bye.
Oh yes, yeah, see you, boy. That man is a genius. I don't know how the fuck you can fit that much like intellect into like a skull.
Did. Watch the guy I talked about, Natter, or no run.
Hey,
Wait,
wait,
did you enjoy just? Were you scared of Quinkles?
Wait, I'm stopping the recording. I'm stopping the recording now.
I didn't know
Stop
what was
recording.
going. I didn't know what was going on, so I didn't want to